Hey there team, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome to Dune Spice Wars. Now look, this is coming out of nowhere. I don't believe it's trending or on special or anything like that. I just had an itch the other night and I ended up staying up till 3 AM playing this. So I thought, hey, let's feature it on the channel, potentially make a playthrough if people are so interested. I really like this game a lot. There's a bit to unpack at the front. It's developed, published by Shiro Games, most known for Northgard. And this game is a spiritual successor to Northgard. It's taking a lot of the trappings. You could argue it's just a reskinning. It's not, but it is the closest thing to a sequel to Northgard that you're going to get. Just happens to be set in the Dune universe. I'm not a huge Dune fan, though I love Denis Villeneuve's movie because anything he does is good. So I like sort of the modern reimagining of Dune, and this seems to lean into that a little bit. What it is ultimately an RTS colony builder hybrid multiplayer sort of game. Even though we're going to play it single player, it is about versing other factions, right? The real key to this and Northgard is the idea that there are multiple vectors to success, and it's not always just kill the other team, which is wonderful. It does encourage economic, political, all these other different vectors. However, like any game that does this, they tend to fall apart in the late game, especially when the other teams figure out what you're doing and they start just beating the shit out of you. but so it goes. Anyway, so what I'll do is we'll fire up a match, we'll do an episode here. Let me know if you like this and you find this interesting, and we will continue it through into a full playthrough. Okay, cool. So we've got 5 houses these days. Carino got added in recent times. I think I featured the Fremen last time we had a look. Harkonnen is a little bit more like oppression and all that sort of stuff. We might just go Atreides, just because, like, to be honest, they're kind of the most boring faction. The others all do other interesting, unusual stuff. These guys are a lot more accessible. I'm far from an expert. I've beaten this once. The matches can go for multiple hours. Okay, so we'll go Atreides. But we'll figure it out as we go. Can use peaceful annexation on neutral villages. Okay, so that's villages. You take over these little regions, and they're just like Northgard. If you played Northgard, you'd be right at home. But essentially, there are these regions, and in this case, they are held by a sort of neutral town. You demolish the town, you take it over, and then you buy it out, and you own the region. You can build in it. You'll see. But peaceful annexation allows us to do exactly that. We can take over the town for a price without ever having to fight it. However, it takes a really long time. So, I guess maybe in the later game it's more viable. Other factions lose no authority from treaties with you, so you're encouraged to do treaties. Other factions lose 100% more Landsred standing when you when they're breaking a truce with you. Okay, cool. So again, this is all truce and treaties based. Cannot pillage neutral villages. That's okay. And that's more, you sack the village for money. You have to pick 2 sort of sidekicks. I mean, these 2 are easy, so we'll pick the easy ones. So what does he do? Gurney. Unlocks the veteran militia. Military units start with 1 more experience level. Okay, well that's pretty straightforward. Duncan, Idaho. Ambassador. After 60 days without rebellion or at the end of a peaceful annexation, villagers become loyal, which imparts an upkeep bonus of minus 20%. The militia training costs. Okay, right. Minus 10% cost to annex neutral villages for each neighboring loyal village. When you say cost to annex, it's peaceful annexation. Okay, so this guy leans into that peaceful annexation thing, right? That's fine. Maybe we lean into that. Okay, we lean into annexation. You've also got hegemony bonuses. Hegemony is one of the vectors to success. Let me see. Grants plus Solari production when under the positive. You know what? We'll worry about them when we go into it. Let's just go. I don't want to drag too long explaining at the front. But so it goes, you know? What we probably want to do, again, I don't know what the best flow is. The thing about these factions compared to Northgard is all the factions in Northgard are radically different. Let's just pause real quick. Well, and they dictate the vector that you tend to take. These don't really. Like, the bonuses for each faction are cool, but they're not really game-breaking or direction-changing. I suppose we are leaning into the peaceful annexation thing, but that's not a victory condition. If we press escape, it'll show you we have all of the victory conditions enabled. Domination is just kill everybody. Hegemony we talked about, which is sort of your reputation for your faction. We've got political. So you want to get the Dune governorship charter. I mean, I guess I could attempt that. I've won this economic victory, which is by buying out 50% of the share market, the stocks. And then you've got assassinations. Opponents can be eliminated through assassination missions. That's interesting, actually. That's interesting. Maybe we try for that. One of the things that I've grappled with the most is the intel system. I find it to be a bit beyond my understanding. And what I do understand of it, I find it to be non-impactful. Well, we'll just keep it in mind in the back of our head. All right. So the first thing that you want to do is you start with an ornithopter, you want to click on it, and you probably just hit auto recon. I think it you already see a spice field at the beginning, and it will go straight for that spice territory. Yes, that's the spice territory. Because you want to get spice because it's Dune. These are fairly rare, these territories. So taking that over ASAP is big. Okay, so what are we going to do? I don't know if I want to peacefully annex the first territory. Let's build some military. We'll build a trooper and a ranger from our HQ. And that's about all that we can do at the moment. We can queue up, capture a village to get developments. All right, so we want to capture a village immediately. I'm going to order this to investigate that question on the hard pack because I'm telling you now, I know for a fact that is the village. So there's a lot of stuff to do, a lot of mechanics, a lot of plate spinning, but the funny thing is that the pace isn't super fast either. Okay, so he'll go back to doing whatever he's doing, and then we've got this village Arsua, which has 2 ranger dudes. So when our military's built, we'll be able to take that straight over. We'll build another ornithopter. They're not cheap, $300 when you only start with 600 or whatever. But we're going to put another one in the queue because the world map is huge. You can sort of see the grey out. We're in the top right corner there, but the world map is significant. And exploring it, even with max ornithopters, will take a long time. Okay, cool. Right, so they've got 2 experience pips because of Old Mate. What was his bonus? Unlocks the veteran militia. Oh, right, no. Militia are dudes, neutrals, troopers that we can recruit into a town that we take over. Anyway, off we go. We're going to go try and attack this town. I actually really love the Fortnite-esque, fully cartoony graphics. We might just wait for the gunners to catch up. You have to keep an eye on your dudes when you put them on the sand because of sandworms, if you're familiar with all the movies and that. Yeah, there's a lot of mechanics to this game. Alright, they should be good. As long as we're focus firing, we should be okay. Okay, cool. So what we could probably do, since we've now discovered this second city, is peacefully annex it there. You can see that you need influence. Is that what it's called, influence? Yeah, it is influence and water. We're going to set up that peaceful annexation now. So that's kind of cool, I suppose, there, if you're trying to multitask. If you're fighting for one and then peacefully another one. Let's do that. We'll just let the ornithopter do its own thing. We'll take over this village, get an XP. Very cool. Now it's probably worth clicking on this and it will have its own regional bonuses. Plunderers. +3 Solari production per military building. That's actually not bad. And then youthful eagerness. +1 recruitment office limit. +20% recruitment office resource production. Alright, so we're going to press this. You can see we're annexing it. It's not taking influence. That's the big difference. The peaceful one is the same, and except you pay influence instead of having to kill the dudes. But it seems to take much, much longer. See how far it's progressed there. All right, Ornithopter's been built. Auto recon. Bugger it. We'll buy another one. Now, usually you have these little event areas in each of the regions, and you have an option. Buy some spice for 200, and it will reward us with some spice. Or we can close the black market and we get a little bit of both. We'll do actually that. I don't think we can do the other one because we don't have 200 gold. So let's just send a military unit out. Okay, cool. I'm sort of pausing a bit. I don't really need to, but I also find myself explaining the game a little bit. Okay, the first building you want to build on one of these ones here, you can only build one building at a time, is this, a refinery. And it allows us to harvest spice from the region because, again, that's the reason we took this region, and it's very, very rare. Probably also want to recruit militia. What were our bonuses? Unlocks veteran militia. And what was the other one? After 60 days without rebellion or at the end of a peaceful annexation, villagers become loyal. Upkeep on villages. Yeah. And militia training costs and time reduces. Right, so that will gain loyalty after 60 days. Yeah. Okay, I get it. We're just gonna... So there's the veteran militia. Oh my god, look how expensive he is. What we'll do is we'll just buy... Oh, see, they're $50 and they're 60. Oh my god. I'm actually gonna fill it up so we don't have to worry about this city so much.
On duty.
I might run this dude's back to Arrakis. How cool is our headquarters? It's so pretty. I love the art. It's so good. Okay, so here we go. Development research. Sorry, now that we took a town, we can start developing. And this is where we actually kind of have to double down on what we're going to do. This is sort of a merchant tree, I know, because that's the one I did the other day. And you see these little pips in the corner, they're like a racial bonus. So the normal bonus that usually goes there for, say, Harkonnen would be different. So it's probably worth thinking about what these do, especially at the bottom of the trees, and for our faction, because it will give us a unique path. At least that's how you play Northgard, right? +1 influence and intel per agent assigned to counterintelligence. Yeah. Agents assigned to Landsrad infiltration produce more intel, plus more agents. Right, so that's just really, really hard in the paint for intel. Maybe. +5 influence per controlled special region. That's interesting, understanding the beauty. Plus militia health in special region. 15% village resource production in the controlled special region. So special regions, we probably don't have any unlocked yet. You can click on them, they'll have a little pip. It's like a star. We haven't found one yet. Yeah, I don't know. And then up here, this is like the more combat tree, which you can see we don't really have any endgame bonuses on that. I don't know. You know, what we might do actually is lean into the intelligence tree, if only because I'm still not convinced that it's even good, right? But I believe this would lead us to the assassinate. We're going to try and assassinate the other team. So it's not very Atreides-like, but bugger it, right? So let's work on this tree. Agents assigned to Chome infiltration produce more Solari. Okay, so the Chome is the stock market for spice. So when we allocate agents to that, we will earn more money. Agents assigned to Landsrad infiltration produce more influence. That's interesting, actually, because that could accompany our attempts to peacefully annex. Maybe that's, yeah. Anyway, cool. So he's investigating there. That's peacefully annexing. Now we've only got 4 water. You can see that they're being used up villages, annexations. If we want to take another village, it's gonna cost us 5 water. So, and our options to build water, it's a building. This has a wind strength of 4, and that directly converts into a wind trap water generator. And this has 4 as well. So both these regions are about as viable as you could hope for building a water trap. Alright, point of interest investigated. Resolve. Got money, got spice. We'll bring you back to here.
Agreed.
Now, it's probably worth pointing out here as well, we have an imperial tax. You want to meet it. I can't remember what are these? These are like tutorial messages. Skip this tutorial event. Oh my god. Construct a refinery. Oh, you know what? Let's let it play out. We won't skip that. Looks like we got another ornithopter there. We'll recon that. I can't afford the next one because we don't have these. Fuel cell, which is a currency used for building buildings. So we're essentially just waiting for this building to finish building, and we're waiting for this to annex. Oh, there we go. Look, that's one of the... See this? Special regions. Oh, I don't know. Wow, that's actually really quite close to us and sort of in the corner. Maybe we pivot. Oh, we've nearly finished this intelligence network. What was the thing? Understanding the beauty? I'm tempted. I'm tempted to pivot because that's sort of fascinating. Okay, so we've finally built our refinery, and that gives us a harvester. Now, with a harvester, you deploy, but you have to choose whether you're going to have enable auto recall on, which we will turn on. What that means is he's going to get carried out there by a transport out to the spice field. If a sandworm goes to attack it, you can either try and monitor it yourself and do the recall manually, in which case you can be kind of more greedy, right? If you have auto recall on, what happens is, actually, I'll turn it off when he lands. You'll see. What's this? Development research. Let's do the local studies. Oh fuck! I'll click on that in a sec. I just want to one thought at a time. Okay. I'm not that worried if we're not min-maxing too hard. We can actually speed the game up. I don't know if there's any hotkeys for it. Okay, so you can see here we're earning at this 13 rate. If I turn auto recall off, it'll turn it up to 14, or it could potentially be a decimal in there. But the point is, if you want to risk it and try and manage recalling the harvester yourself, you'll earn more, but you can pay a premium to guarantee that the worms won't ever get it, and it will manage it on its own. It's a cool decision to make, especially if you're truly going hard for Solari. All right, I'm really considering going down this understanding the beauty tree. Maybe we do both, bounce back and forth. Minus authority cost to annex a village. Unlocks the crafts workshop village building. Authority costs. Oh, it costs authority to annex, does it? Interesting. Okay, well, let's do that. Crafts workshop, you say. Crafts workshop. See, if I click on you... Oh, you can see there's an authority cost. It's not insignificant either. Okay, cool. What we'll do is we're gonna build the the wind trap, plus 3 water for each wind level in the region. And then you can just put it anywhere on the hard pack, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so that'll start generating us water. This is about to capture. In fact, we could start thinking about where are we gonna go next. Can we peacefully annex? Yeah, see, the authority required for that. Distance to main base. Or maybe we just save up for it. Authority is actually very difficult to manufacture. I don't know if you can generate authority through other means. New village controlled. Okay, so let's see. Oh, look at this. Oh, it's automatically got militia. Oh, because we didn't kill them. Oh, that's crazy. I didn't even realize that. So annexing maintains the militia there. And then the veteran costs for a... God, that's tempting. It's tempting. All right, so what are the bonuses here? Plus 10% resources from pillaging a village. That doesn't help us because we physically can't pillage. Scavenger network. Plus 50 Solari per enemy unit dying in allied territory. I mean, that's a cool bonus to have, I guess, but nothing we can work with. And then we've got that loyal bonus, right? Lower upkeep, militia training costs, and time is reduced. Oh, how much? How much what? So there's 600. But this will cost us 480. All right, we'll get around to building him. We've also got this local structure, which is an energy plant. Fuel cell factory resource production is increased, which we could use, to be honest. However, plascrete factory is probably big. See, we don't really have a source of plascrete, which is sort of like wood from Northgard. What I'll probably do is just bang a plascrete factory there. I want to save up authority. What do we need? 69. I need more influence as well. The council hasn't been opened yet. Espionage isn't unlocked yet. Yeah, I kind of want to save up. God, I was just recording another game with no hotkeys for hotkeys. Decrease speed. I guess number pad will do. Yeah, okay. Okay, so let's just let the speed run for the moment. Oh, there's someone's random scout. Oh, we've got, what is this? Crashed ornithopter. I can patch it up. Or I can get intel. Now I've got an unassigned agent as well. I'm going to send a dude out here to patch that ornithopter because we could use a spare. Alright. So this is the agent tree. And we unlocked a tech, didn't we, over here. I'll produce more influence if they're in the Landsrat. Okay, cool. So the Landsrat is sort of the people, the council that meets. Yeah, it's the government. In a way, all the houses come together to vote. I believe that's how the Landsrat works. So we're going to take this dude here and we're going to assign him to there. Oh, he's a Mentat. That's cool. And he'll start leveling this up and he starts generating influence in that as well. Cool. Let's do that. I'm still not 100% sold on either one. Maybe you can influence me. I mean, maybe this is a one and done. We don't do any more episodes. It depends if it's well received or not. You know, people don't want to watch it. I'm not going to force the issue. But I actually really want to take this over. Maybe I just, have to straddle both trees. But I kind of like the idea of trying to figure out how this assassination thing works. We do need to keep an eye on our buildings. Because at the moment, there's not a lot we can do. Oh, look, it warns you anyway, so that's good. Okay, so there we go. We've got a shitload of water. What were the bonuses here? Plus military buildings and recruitment office. Now, the recruitment office is a military building. We don't have much plascrete. We're saving our influence for something, aren't we? For this. Yeah. What am I... 45. Oh, no, I'm earning quite a bit. Okay, cool. Development, research, cool. So, this is the tree that I'd want to go down, right? Minus 30% sandworm attraction speed. Unlocks the decoy thumper spying mission. I mean, that sounds kind of cool, I guess. Cultural assimilation is us specifically. Oh my god, quicker peaceful annexation. Maybe I do lean into the annexations. Plus 5 Solari production per controlled village. Ooh. Unlocks the water extractor building for the polar sink village. That's not that's not the one we're about to unlock. Bugger it. Let's go off script and do this one. All right. I will resolve this. So now I've got another ornithopter, auto recon. We'll put you back into the town. Construction complete there. Yeah, but we're just waiting for more plasteel, whatever you want to call it. We do have a spare slot here, so... I don't know what I would actually build there, to be honest. Maybe the fuel cell factory, just because of the energy thing there, you know? We're starting to make bank. I think I'll recruit the veteran militia there, because we've got the bonus. Because he got annexed. Now that gets the adjacency annexation bonus as well. What was it? Minus 10% cost to annex neutral villages neighbouring a loyal village. Yeah, so this village is loyal, so that must be slightly cheaper. Hey, there we go. So we're actually going to annex this super region. That's so cool. So you can see we're playing this faction in many ways. It seems to favour this style in a sort of more of a peaceful, benevolent ruler. We're not really going hard on the attack. What was that noise again? Okay, so Landsrad, this is where we get to vote. And this is how you would win in the political victory pursuit, which we're not really interested in. Okay, you want to try and unlock all these different spots. I'm kind of ignoring them for the moment because we can only do so much. All right, so what are we going to vote on? Economy development's completion speed is increased by 50%. I mean, that sounds pretty cool to me. Military development completion speed is decreased. I'm tempted to support that since we're not leaning into a military thing. This would hinder our enemies. All factions gain statecraft development's completion speed is increased. Now you can split your votes and all that, and you can choose whether you want to support or decline. I'm actually going to support this military handicap because why not? I've got to support something. If I had excess influence, you can turn that into votes. So I've got my 100 votes because of my standing. Again, I don't really understand the statescraft super well in this game. So that's annexing away. If I wanted to annex them, what do I need more? More authority. And what dictates it? Owned villages, distance from main base, local diet. Oh, right, because I own so many villages, it costs more. Okay, sure. So I guess we just sort of let that run. We've got the Plascrete to open another building slot here. And I think we want to lean into the military building thing. Another point as well with the with the spice, you can see I haven't been paying attention. We've got plenty of stock for spice, but you can move the slider to sell more or to earn more. At the moment, I'm not that worried. I'm happy to kind of just stock up on it because what do we need money for right now? Like realistically, not much. So I'm happy to just build the stock of spice. What was that audio cue? No, it wasn't the vote. I don't even know. And then, oh, that's right. We were going to build that fuel rod factory over here. Or whatever it's called. Fuel cells. Let's do that. Oh shit, there's a raid coming. That's what that sound was. Boom. Look at that. They're too close to my main city. And my veterans will just absolutely mess them up. Sweet. Oh, I made money from that. It must be from one of my things, right? Gain 50 Solari per enemy unit dying in allied territory. That's pretty good. Okay. We're waiting to build a building here. I was thinking about building the recruitment office. But we don't need the manpower. Just because I can get the bonus. Plus 3 Solari per military building. I mean, it's a good way to earn money. Alternately, we could try and build these to earn more knowledge. Maybe. Also, over here, you can see you can actually add crew to the harvester. Increases its gain. If the harvester gets eaten, all the crew go. And if you have a look at the tech tree, because I'm more familiar with this tree, a lot of these maximum one crew. You know, like there's a lot of bonus, another one, right? So you can actually load up your harvesters if you want to go down that path. And that's how I was playing the other night, is I would have a harvester with like 4 or 5 dudes in it, and I'd supervise it aggressively and fuck up quite often and have it get eaten. Anyway, okay, cool. So that's getting annexed. Nice. Okay, well, that's where we're at. This game is really cool. It is a bit of a, as you can tell, like I've spent a lot of time pausing, explaining, but even in between, there is some downtime as you work it out. So it's a little bit more cerebral, but it does build into that late game. The escalation gets significant. Your military units, you can see, you do get like troop transports, you get some pretty heavy duty dudes, you get some vehicles. It's not a billion different types of combat units, but it is much more like Northgard, right? There is an escalation. Anyway, I've really enjoyed showing this off. My hope is that you guys enjoyed it and you would like to see more. We will turn it into a playthrough if that is the reception. Otherwise, at the very least, be aware of it, and I think it's a fantastic game you should check out. Anyway, might just leave it there for the time being, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.